So to recap, Q2 2021 was a record quarter on many levels.
Okay.
We achieved record production, deliveries, and surpassed over $1 billion in GAAP net income for the first time in sales history.
Whoa, starting up nicely. Hello everyone, my name is Kaseem. Welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, you are welcome. If you're not new to the channel, you're welcome back. I appreciate you for coming back to check out the video and to see what I have to say in today's video. So what we're gonna do in today's video is we are going to go over Tesla's earnings call. This is a 1 hour earnings call, which I've broken up into multiple sections. So bear with me with the video that the ones that you're watching. Check the playlist. Everything will be in the order in which I record the video and the order in which the earnings call comes in. So we are going to listen to the earnings call. I personally like to listen to earnings calls, especially Tesla's earnings call. Okay, this is the primary way that I try to get the information about the company. Apart from the Tesla community, Tesla Daily, a lot of all these Tesla channels that they're doing such great jobs. But the other way that I try to get, legit Tesla information is by looking at the earnings call. Okay, before we get into the video, I just want to clarify things. This video is just my reaction and it's my own opinion. It's my interpretation of the information that I'm getting from the call. I'm not getting any information from anybody. This is just my opinion of the information that I'm getting from the call, which informs my thesis on how I invest in the company, if I still keep on investing in the company moving forward. So this is just my own opinion. So just take it as that. What we have here is the earnings call. I got it directly from the website. I'm gonna leave all the link in the description if you guys want to listen to the full earnings call. I'll put it in the description for you to listen to. So I personally like to do this just because this is a great way to learn from the company, to see what the company is up to. So that way you're not listening to other people's opinion on the company. You're listening to, you're getting information directly from the source. Okay. This is why I listen to earnings call. This is why you have earnings calls. So management can talk to investors, let investors know what's going on with the company. Okay. So I'm going to go through this with you guys. Hopefully you like it. If you like this video, if you like what I do here, consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you for that. So let's get into it. So we are going to get into the earnings call here. We are going to listen to the call and I will pause and add some commentary where I believe I need to add some commentary. Okay, this is how I like to operate here on this channel. I always listen to Tesla's earnings call. I feel like it's very important. We're just gonna listen and we'll hear what they have to say.
Good day and thank you for standing by. Welcome to the Tesla second quarter 2021 financial results and Q&A webcast. At this time, all participants are in a listen-only mode. After the speaker's presentation, there will be a question and answer session. To ask a question during the session, you will need to press star 1 on your telephone. Please be advised that today's conference is being recorded. If you require any further assistance, please press star 0. I would now like to hand the conference over to your speaker today, Martin Viecha, Senior Director of Investor Relations. Please go ahead.
Thank you and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Tesla's second quarter 2021 Q&A webcast. I'm joined today by Elon Musk, Zachary Kirkhorn, and a number of other executives. Our Q2 results were announced at about 1 p.m. Pacific time in the update deck we published at the same link as this webcast. During this call, we will discuss our business outlook and make forward-looking statements. These comments are based on our predictions and expectations as of today. Actual events and results could differ materially due to a number of risks and uncertainties, including those mentioned in our most recent filings with the SEC. During the question and answer portion of today's call, please limit yourself to one question and one follow-up. Please press star 1 now if you would like to join the question queue. But before we jump into Q&A, Elon has some opening remarks. Elon?
Sure. So to recap, Q2 2021 was a record quarter on many levels.
Okay.
We achieved record production, deliveries, and surpassed over $1 billion in GAAP net income for the first time in Tesla history.
Whoa, starting up nicely. Over $1 billion in income. Jeez. All right, we're starting off nicely.
I'd really like to congratulate everyone at Tesla for an amazing job. This is really an incredible milestone.
Good.
It also seems that public sentiment towards EVs is at an inflection point. And at this point, I think almost everyone agrees that electric vehicles are the only way forward.
Definitely.
Regarding supply chain, while we're making cars at full speed, the global chip shortage situation remains quite serious. For the rest of this year, our growth rate will be determined by the slowest part in our supply chain, which is there are a wide range of chips that are at various times the slowest part in the supply chain. I mean, it's worth noting that if we had everything else, if we had vast numbers of vehicles and cells, we would not be able to make them. Everything except the chips, we wouldn't be able to make them. The chip supply is fundamentally the governing factor on our output.
Well, that makes sense because they need chips in order for them to make cars, especially something like Tesla where it's computer on wheels. Okay, they need chips, and because of the supply shortage, it's gonna hamper their growth for this year a little bit.
It's difficult for us to say how long this will last because we don't have. This is out of our control essentially. It does seem like it's getting better, but it's hard to predict. In fact, even achieving the output that we did achieve was only due to an immense effort from people within Tesla. We were able to substitute alternative chips and then write the firmware in a matter of weeks. It's done.
Oh, wow. Wow. So you're saying because of the chip shortage, they had to use different chips on the cars that they've made so far, and they had to write a new firmware for the to be able to program that particular chips. That is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine a situation where they had to, because they don't have what they need, they had to use what they have and just having to rewrite everything that they've done previously. Wow, that is dedication right there to customers.
It's a matter of swapping out a chip. You also have to rewrite the software. So
that is dedication.
It was an incredibly intense effort of finding new chips, writing new firmware, integrating with the vehicle, and testing in order to maintain production.
Oh, wow. Wow. Jeez. These people work so hard. That is crazy. Wow.
And I'd also like to thank our suppliers who work with us. And there've been many calls, midnight, 1 a.m., just with suppliers in resolving a lot of the shortages. So
wow.
Thanks very much to our suppliers.
Thank you, guys.
Let's see, in terms of FSD Subscription, we were able to launch Full Self-Driving Subscription last month.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. You can rent full self-driving now. So if you're watching this video and you don't know and you have a Tesla, you can rent full self-driving and try it out. That can bring in so much alternate income revenue because that is per month. That is like recurring revenue. And, as the king of recurring revenue, like, what's his name? Apple, Microsoft, Adobe, so that can be a huge part of Tesla's business moving forward as well. So that is some pretty good news.
We expect it to build slowly but then gather a lot of momentum over time.
Cool.
Obviously, we need to have the full self-driving build widely available for it really to take off at a high rate, and we're making a lot of progress there. So, yeah, I think FSD subscription will be a significant factor probably next year.
Okay.
With regard to Giga Texas and Giga Berlin,
Okay.
we're actually doing this earnings call from Giga Texas, so we're in the factory
Oh,
right now.
cool. That's why I was wondering, like, there's a lot of noise in the background. There's a lot of, like, stuff moving around. Well done, Elon. Well done, man. Giga Texas is coming on. Tesla is about to double and triple their production. That is it. Listen, people are slipping on this company if you're not invested in this company. Like, you're literally slipping. You're gonna miss out on tons of gains, and also gonna be a part. You want to be a part of the story. So well done, Elon. They're working from Texas already. That's great.
Earnings call. And the team's made incredible progress here. You can see the pictures online, and see that there's basically nothing a year ago, and there's a mostly complete large factory a year later.
Nice.
So it's really great work by the Giga Texas team.
Well done, team.
And then also great work in Berlin, or Brandenburg, with the team there. So we expect to be producing the sort of new design of the Model Y in both factories in limited production later this year. It's always like it's hard to sort of explain to people who have not been through the agony of a manufacturing ramp. Like, why can't you just turn it on and make 5,000 a week? It is so hard to do manufacturing. It is so hard to do production.
Every chance that Elon gets, it keeps on telling us this. Every time that he gets to be out there and let people know that this thing is hard. That's why I don't really care much of the stock price today. That's why I do what I do by putting $30 every day into the stock and just keep on doing that for a long period of time until I have a certain amount of money in Tesla stock, just because it's just starting. It's like being in the ground floor when the Model T were developed, when cars started becoming a thing. This is the ground floor. Okay, so he's always saying it. So kudos to them, kudos to the team, kudos to all the people that put the hard work in on the factory floor. Kudos to you guys.
So,
I agree.
Let's see, the Model Ys in Texas and made in Texas and Berlin will look very much like the Model Ys we currently make, but there are substantial improvements in the difficulty of manufacturing.
So you guys get that? The Model Y that they make in Texas and Berlin will be different from what they make right now in Fremont and in Shanghai, but it will be better because anytime they make new products or new anything, they try to make it better. That's the thing with Tesla. That's what they do. That's what this company works on doing, making sure that the next generation product is better than the last one. This is why I continue to invest in this company. They are doing amazing things.
So, for example, the Model Y made here and in Berlin will have a cast front body and a cast rear body.
Okay. So instead of having like a ton, maybe like so many parts going into the front and the back, they will only have just one piece for the front, one piece for the other front, one piece for the back, one piece for the back. So they will make that in one go with the Giga casting. And I actually saw this when I went to California. When I went to the Tesla factory, I saw it driving in. It was nice to actually see them working on it.
Whereas the one in California has a cast rear body, but not a cast front body.
Yeah, cool.
We're also aiming to do...
And that would be a great improvement to the car, which means it will reduce their production cost, which means over time Tesla might reduce the price of the car, which means they will have more demand, because the cheaper the car gets, the more people want it, because people want the car.
A structural pack with 4680s cells, which is a mass reduction and a cost reduction. And but we're not counting on that as the only way to make things work. We have sort of a backup plan with a non-structural pack and 2170s essentially. So, but at scale production, we obviously want to be using 4680s and structural pack. From a physics standpoint, this is the best architecture, and from an economic standpoint, it is the lowest cost way to go.
Cool.
So the lightest, lowest cost.
And remind you, he said from a physics standpoint, this is the best architecture, and from an economics point of view, this is the best way to go in terms of price. Because the guy is not a dumb guy. He studied physics and economics in school. He studied both things. So he knows exactly what he's talking about. This is why when it comes to Tesla, I don't listen to mainstream media. I don't listen to mainstream media. I don't listen to any of those junks. I just listen to stuff like this, the earnings call, because this is what tells me exactly what's going on in the company. Hearing from the person that is working on the product, it's himself.
But there's a lot of new technology there, so it's difficult to predict with precision when does it work and when do you reach scale production.
Okay.
And Drew's going to talk a bit more about the 4680 production. So we are making great progress on the 4680 cells, but there is a tremendous amount of innovation that we're packing into that 4680 cell, and so it's not simply
So remember, now Tesla is in the business of making battery, sourcing the material, making it, designing it. They are in the business of doing that as well. And you say this is just a car company? No.
Sort of minor improvements on state of the art. There are, and we went through this on the battery cell day, really dozens of, half a dozen major improvements and dozens of small improvements. So I think it will be great, but it's difficult to say when the last of the technical challenges will be solved.
Okay.
So in conclusion, our team continues to make huge efforts to make our factories run at full speed, which is very difficult. We have had some factory shutdowns due to part shortages, and we hope
that's
those
understandable.
will be relieved in the coming weeks and months. And we're making great progress on full self-driving. Some of the progress is not easy to see because it's at sort of a foundational software level.
Sure.
And so then it ends up being sort of a 2 steps forward, 1 step back situation.
My guy, Elon, take your time. Don't listen to Wall Street. Listen to Main Street. And Main Street is telling you, take your time. Let the product work. Do whatever. If you need to take 5 years, if you need to take 10 years, not 10 years. If you need to take 5 years, take 5 years. Take your time with the product so it works. Because once self-driving becomes a thing, can you imagine the kind of economic value that will release to the world? Like instead of actually driving yourself to places, you can just do self-driving and your car will drive you to where you need to go. When the car needs to charge, it will go to the place that it needs to charge. All you just do is get out of the car, plug it in, chill, continue doing your work. When you finish charging, it takes you to where you need to go. Please, Elon, take your time with the self-driving. Keep on working on it. We got your back. If you need money, come to the market. We'll buy the stock. Okay? Just keep on working on the product so the product will be the best. It will be the only product out there, and we'll have maybe 5-10 years lead on the technology and everything. So it's going to be good for long-term investors anyways. And
but over time, if you do 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and keep going, you do move forward.
Definitely.
I'm highly confident that the cars will be capable of full self-driving.
Cool.
If they have a full self-driving computer and the cameras, I'm confident that they will be able to drive themselves with a safety level substantially greater than that of the average person.
Cool.
Once again, thanks to all of our employees for making this a breakthrough year for Tesla and an incredible quarter. Thanks, guys.
Okay, so having listened to the earnings call, we've learned so much from the earnings call. We've learned that they are ramping up their factory and they're looking to make sure the factory starts production this year. Elon talks about how difficult manufacturing is, that more people need to be in manufacturing. The concentration of talents in the US, he mentioned the concentration of talents in the US is too much in finance and law, that they need to the US needs to produce more manufacturers, which is probably true. They talk about their batteries. They talk about all the different formulas that they're using for their battery, that they're looking to reduce that into a few formulas so it is easier to manage. This is just a very insightful call. It's very jam-packed with lots of good information, and I hope you've learned something from this video. So yeah, that is pretty much it for today's video. I hope you've learned something. This video is going to be broken down into multiple segments, maybe 4 or 5 different videos, just because it's too long to put into one. So click on the link at the end of this video to continue watching the next part to the video. So that's it. Thank you very much again for watching. Appreciate you. Until next time, see you later. Love you all. Bye. What's up, man? Let me pause this.
Oh, you're recording?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.